Merry meet and welcome to the Witch's Cauldron for another episode of Tarot Talk. It's been a while since I've done one of these. Life has been intervening. And I've been focusing on the Wicca 201 videos on the channel. But I had someone comment that they really missed the Tarot Talks, and I'm like, okay, you need to get back in gear, Paula. So here we are, and the next in the series of Tarot Talk is another one of the cards that a lot of people really fear when it comes up, and that is the Devil card. The Devil card is almost always a pretty negative card in general, if it is in the upright position. If it's in the reversed position, it means that you're probably coming out of a very, very dark period that you've got some battle scars from. So that's what we're going to focus on today. The Devil card is affiliated with, it's ruled by the planet. The Devil card is ruled by the planet Saturn and is affiliated with the zodiac sign of Capricorn. Now, in general, very, very broad kind of look at the Devil card in general. It's also in some decks called the Horned one, Horned, H-O-R-N-E-D, and I'll spell it out down here. In the upright position, it usually means like being bound to someone or something, like bondage. It can mean someone that's in the deep throes of some type of addiction. And it doesn't have to just be substance addiction. It can be addiction to sex, addiction to shopping, addiction to any other number of things, but addiction in general. It's also a card that's affiliated with sexuality, with materialism. And I mean, when I say sexuality, I mean like sex addiction and doing harm to yourself through the acts of like being promiscuous. It's about deceit, and it can also indicate a very serious illness in a health reading. Okay, in the reversed position, it usually means someone that's like detaching from a negative situation, or like becoming emotionally detached from a situation or from a person. It can also mean like you're breaking free from a bad situation, and it references you reclaiming your power. Okay, but in general, for the most part, this is a pretty negative card. If it comes up in like a relationship card, a relationship reading, it can symbolize a cheating spouse. Okay, it means that you're bound to something, like you choose to, something that you choose to be bound to, either a relationship, drugs, a bad situation, retail therapy, spending money you don't have, that kind of thing. It's a state of bondage and being a slave to someone else's power. Okay, but it's because you choose to be bound to it. It can mean being ignorant about a situation, like in a relationship, that cheating spouse. You choose the path of ignorance is bliss and choose to ignore a very bad situation where you think your spouse is cheating, and you know in your heart that they are. It signifies generally a lack of hope. It can also signify the person that is in control of this situation. All right. it can also be like in a career reading. It can be a job that you hate, but you stay at to pay the bills because there's nowhere else for you to go. And you've really you don't have any other choices but to stay. It can refer to a person who is almost like a puppet master that has you on their strings and is controlling everything. So if you actually look at the devil card and the imagery on the devil card, it shows a picture of a goat's headed devil. It has bat wings. The horns represent the sign of Capricorn. The lower body is made of an animal, and the upper body is more human in form. Black in the background refers to the void and the lack of understanding. Okay. Let's delve a little bit deeper into the card now. In different kind, I like to kind of break it down for like specific areas that come up in some of the most popular tarot spreads, like Celtic Cross, relationship spreads, and things like that. Remember that the major arcana, and the devil is the next in the major arcana. It is the 15th key of the major arcana. And the major arcana almost always indicates an important event, month or period of time, like during the sign of Capricorn. And it overpowers the other cards that it falls with in that category. So like if you throw down the modifier and it happens to be the devil card, that devil card is then the driver. Even though it's a modifier, it changes the perspective and it starts driving what's coming up in that category. Because I very rarely throw one card down and say, okay, here's your reading and I'm done. I usually throw a lot of modifiers to really get the big picture of what's going on. The focus, okay. If there are many, when you take the 15th key in numerology and you reduce it down, you do 1 plus 5 is 6. So the number that is affiliated with this card is 6. So if you see a lot of 6s come up with this card, it indicates that there is a need for adjustments in thoughts, attitudes, or your condition. Okay. It also represents, a lot of 6s represents the ability to transcend these difficulties, okay, to come out of it. The focus is on a negative cycle or an adverse cycle in the life, okay? And it's almost at a period of time where like everything you touch goes to, pardon my French, shit, and nothing goes right, okay? In the romance department, this is usually a lost love, okay, that you can't like let go of until, so that you can then have a new love come in. You've kind of shut down. Can also, as I said before, indicate a cheating spouse. In your home life, it's not a good time to push for results, to scrutinize, or move to a new location. In other words, changing households. Because others have the upper hand in this situation. And you can really take a bath. Like financially, like trying to move away from a bad situation. As far as paperwork, you are going to be so completely overwhelmed by the amount of work. Everything seems to be harder, especially when it comes to like legal matters or paperwork that's involved, and even like paperwork at your job. Okay, for your work and career, you're going to be working your ass off, and you're not going to get any kind of monetary reward for the extra work you've done. You're not going to get any recognition. You're not going to get any, special consideration at work. But you're going to work your ass off. Your general emotional state is that you're going to be depressed and in a very negative state of mind. And that feeling of hopelessness, and that there's no escape from whatever it is that you're going through. Where your family is concerned, you are going to feel like the emotional garbage dump for your family. And it's like you're not going to be able to get a thought or an idea across to make people understand how you're feeling about the whole situation, or what you want or need in a particular situation. In time, you'll come out of it and there will be an equitable solution to things. But for the immediate future, you're going to just feel like you've been crapped on all over the place. As far as your physical body, you're going to be feeling very run down. Emotionally, you're going to be feeling very used. You feel as though you've become a slave to your work, or that you're burning the candle at both ends, where everything's wrong at work, and then you come home and you're overwhelmed by everything that you have to do at home as well. Your finances, this is going to be a difficult period for you financially, and it's going to involve some unexpected losses coming out of nowhere. So it could be something from bad checks, somebody giving you a bad check, or you losing account in your checking account, and actually bouncing a bunch of checks that cause you to get a bunch of late fees and return check fees and all kinds of nonsense. Bad investments, if you invest in stocks or money markets and things like that, you're going to lose money. But it isn't a permanent state. There will be an opportunity where you'll make that money back and come out of this financial difficulty. You're going to feel like you're almost in suspended animation, that you're not making any progress on any aspect of your life. As far as when the card is reversed, it's being released from whatever it is, that bondage that you're coming out of, that financial hardship, stuff like that. Special guidance from this card in the mundane is, this is not the time for really any kind of business venture, especially a new one, or any kind of major change to your life. Okay, the time will come this isn't permanent, but it's not time right this minute for you to take the action on it, okay? Because a rash decision can cause you even more loss, especially where finances are concerned. In the esoteric world, when you sit down and look at why things are happening to you, okay, where you're trying to find why everything you touch is turning to shit, it's only going to really amplify and heighten your frustration about the situation. The best course of action, and that this card indicates, is to not forge ahead blindly. Don't just throw caution to the wind. Okay, slow down. You need to make a plan. You have to be very careful about your planning and how you enact something. Proceed with caution, and to get a second opinion, especially if this is concerning your health, okay? The eventual outcome, if the devil comes up as an outcome card, is that you're not going to be able to shake off adversity or conclude matters to your satisfaction, okay? But you're going to realize that my mother used to say, everything that happens to you, good or bad, has a lesson and a blessing in it, okay? Eventually you will find out what lesson it is that you're supposed to learn from this situation, and find out the blessings that ended up happening because of this situation. It's like, to everything there is a season and a reason. All right, folks, that is it on the devil card. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please be sure to give the video a thumbs up and subscribe before you leave the channel. I am going to be starting a new kind of thing where I'm going to do like a general all signs reading for the month. So today I'm also going to record a reading that will go over things such as, your career, love and relationships, spirituality, your emotional state, your drive and passion, relationships, things of that nature, and do a general reading based on the vibe that's going on for the month. So I should be putting that up either later today or sometime tomorrow, depending on how long it takes me to edit the videos. So with that, my friends, merry we did meet, and merry we will part until we merry meet again. Be well and walk in love and light, everybody. Bye.